Hello, everyone. Welcome to World at War Comics. My good buddy Fabrizio Aiello. Fabrizio, so good to see you again, my friend. How are you?
Good. Thanks for having me on. I
Yeah,
appreciate it.
no problem, man. It's just good to be with you again, man. We've done this a few times before, and I'm a big fan of your art. And Horace is an awesome, very unique character, and deserves to be funded. So this is a push, man, to the end. We got 49 hours. Let's see if we
Yeah.
can't make this happen, Fabrizio. You deserve it, bro.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Like we come from the same sort of background, so the Bronze Age feel is just it's the gold standard in a lot of ways. So it's fun to add to that a little bit and do a little twist on it.
Yeah. 100%. It's so fun. Such a unique title, and I cannot wait to get my hands on issue 4, man. So, what I thought we could do, Fabrizio, man, let's pull this Kickstarter up, and then
Okay.
let's walk through for people that are not super familiar with Horace Hoover. This is a good opportunity for us to see the uniqueness of this character. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen real quick and get this thing up so we can walk through it if that's all right with you.
Yeah, cool.
Let's do it, my friend. Here we go. 48 hours to go, man. This thing should be funded, bro. This thing, you've been in this for a while, and it's such a good title, and the art is just insanely beautiful.
Yeah.
This deserves
Yeah,
to be.
I didn't know what to expect. I have been doing this for a while. This is issue 4 too. So if you haven't read any of the issues, there's a catch-up bundle that'll get you all the way to issue 4 very quickly. And I've already published the first 3, so they're done.
Yeah.
They're ready to press print. Same with issue 4. I actually have the proof for issue 4 already.
Oh, wow.
So like this is issue 4 in hand. Everything's done.
Look at that bad boy.
38 pages. It's inevitably you get better with each issue. So,
Sure.
and this is like a sort of the culmination and the end of an arc.
Yeah.
So if you've read any of the other stuff, this is a big one.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's kind of go through it. What I'll do is let's play the video real quick, if that's okay.
Yeah.
I love it, bro. That's so dope.
Thank you. Yeah, like doing trailers is interesting because you have to condense a lot into a little bit. You want to give a flavor of the story, the characters, but also the type of storytelling. So there's a little humor, like a little, it's everything that's in the book really in that trailer.
Yeah, no, it's so cool. And it's such a unique storyline, too. You're not going to read anything like this, which I think is a huge positive because, I have my own Superman thing or superhero thing that I'm doing. Very relatable if you've ever read a superhero book. You jump into this title, man. It reminds me of something like, again, completely different. I don't want to make comparisons, but when the Max came out, Sam Keith, it was so unique. I don't think anybody ever experienced comics in that kind of a way. That's the kind of feeling I get when I read your title, man. It's so awesome, man.
Wow, thank you. I mean, that is a great comparison, but I do agree that it's really unlike anything else. And it's weird for me to say that because they're like, "Oh, who does this guy think he is?" But like everybody has their own like books and movies and comics that when you kind of weave your favorite parts all together, you kind of get something unique. So for this, it was everything I loved that I've pulled and kind of put my own little bit of humor on it, and it is what it is. So yeah, it's an occult detective. He kind of travels around New York City, 1920s, investigating murders, paranormal stuff, supernatural, and he kind of travels through these pocket universes and kind of essentially explores very unique locations. I'll kind of leave it at that. I don't want to spoil too much of it, but there's a lot of really interesting visual like locations and characters.
I love it. It is super unique, and yeah, you'd be crazy not to jump on this. Is this so this kind of gives, is this the same thing up front?
That was the original trailer for like issues 1 through 3. So if you're unfamiliar completely, then might want to pop into that. But
Should we play it or?
no, it's okay. It's on my YouTube channel.
Gotcha. Yeah. Yeah. So check it out. The first 3 are already out. Again, if you're new to this title, trust me, you're going to absolutely love it. It has a little flavor, like you said, of humor, horror, definitely that Bronze Age style. You're going to absolutely love it. New characters that you've never seen before. Yeah, a lot of fun. Let's jump into exactly what we're getting. So here's cover A, right?
Yeah. So there's only one cover for issue 4, and that's
Okay.
it. So
Perfect.
that's issue 4. That's $10, and it's 38 pages, full color.
I
And
love having thought bubbles on a cover. We just don't see that anymore.
I know, like I have ideas for other comics, but Horace is he's such a Bronze Age character that if I'm going to have this kind of stuff, it should be on this title basically. So I'm pouring all of like the letters pages, the fake ads, like all that kind of stuff into this title because I know, if I do a fantasy horror, I'm not going to like throw some fake ad in there or something. So
Like a ding dong ad or some Twinkies ad or something.
yeah,
Probably won't make a lot of sense. That cover looks awesome, man. So
thank
do you
you.
do it all? Do you do the colors too and everything?
100% letters, colors, writing, the whole
Crazy.
kit and caboodle.
That's awesome. That takes a lot of talent, bro.
Thank you. I mean, it's over years of sort of cultivating each skill set. I'm not 20 years old, which which is very evident in the graying beard.
I hear you, man. I hear you. Look at that artwork, the sequentials.
Yeah, so this is a pretty indicative page. That's the color palette. You're gonna have sort of very traditional 80s Bronze Age style stuff. Really like separation between colors because I start with a limited palette. So I only have like 76 colors and I stick to that. So using that limited color palette, I want Horace to pop out from the background. I want the book bug to pop out from Horace. So you'll see that a lot.
Yeah, looks awesome, man. Love the book bug, by the way.
Yeah, he's one of those characters where I just take like the germ of an idea, and then I just extrapolate it. Like, what if there was a character who he only had access to books, so he was living under a library, but he had nothing, only books, right, from the library. So he started to use the books, essentially armor, and the papers, clothing. So I like to take just little ideas and just extrapolate them as far as humanly possible, and you get the book bug.
That is so Bronze Age. I love it. I love it, man. These are the type of characters we would have gotten. So cool, man.
Yeah, like okay, Stilt Man, Boomerang Man. It's like it's the same concept. Yeah.
Same concept. I love it, man. Again, your art is so amazing.
Thank you.
Look at that.
Yeah, we were talking about influences, and to me, John Buscema, Mark Silvestri, Ron Frenz, all those guys from the '80s. Obviously Frank Miller, but I don't think you really see Frank Miller in my work. But
No,
all those other guys, obviously Wrightson. You try to get as close as you can to them, but you kind of cobble them all together, and you get your own thing.
definitely see the Silvestri shadowing on your characters that you do.
Yeah, the one thing Silvestri thing that he does that I try my hardest is he draws very small characters
Hmm.
and they're readable, and you can tell a really dense story if you manage to draw little characters that are readable. So that's something I really focus on. I think one of my pages has 10 or 11 panels,
Wow.
and if you can do that, and I don't do it a lot, it's just it's a pacing issue, but if you can do that, you can tell a lot of story in one page.
Yeah, absolutely. Even the details on the ribbon.
Yeah, if there's a adventurous person who wants to translate that from Latin, that'll give them insight into what happens in the book.
Ooh,
So
there
it's
you go.
filled. Yeah, it's filled with Easter eggs. I put a bunch of that kind of stuff because as
Yeah,
a
you've always
reader,
done that. That's awesome, man.
yeah, as a reader, I love it. So why not?
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. But yeah, the detail is just incredible, man. Just incredible. And I think with the amount of comics that are being published today, a lot of the sequential work, panel by panel, you get less and less detail because I think they're having to move pretty quickly, especially on monthly titles like that. But man, it's so beautiful when you do. Like, I don't know if you've read Skin Breakers yet,
I
David
have. Yep,
Finch's. The detail is
it's
insane. It's
amazing.
incredible.
Yeah, it's like every panel is a cover or something. It's
Yeah.
it's insane.
Well, you kind of do that as well with the detail within your panels. Like you said, there's almost a story in a panel as you're going from panel to panel, which is also awesome.
I guess that is the one benefit as, an indie, I can kind of take as much time as I need to finish the book. I don't have like mobs of people breaking down my door, asking me when the next issue is. There's people that ask, but you know what I mean.
Sure.
So because of that, I can really kind of labor over each page, each panel, and when I feel it's right, then it goes out and not a moment before.
Yeah, amazing. That looks beautiful. And remind me who this character is right here.
That's Slurp. So
Slurp.
he's
Yeah,
uh,
Slurp.
he's sort of like the loyal sidekick. He speaks an alien language, which, again, if there's a studious person out there, they could technically translate what he's saying if they wanted to. But honestly, he started out as like a vampire, like a Nosferatu, but he morphed into something else.
Yeah.
He's like Nosferatu meets a golden retriever or something.
I love it. I mean, look at the panel work, man. It's crazy.
Thank you.
The shadowing.
Yeah, like I said, it's inevitable. Issue to issue, you're just gonna get better and better.
Yeah.
So for me, it's like, by the time I hit issue 4, I feel like, okay, I have this nailed down and that nailed down, the lettering, and I feel like it's a cohesive, well-paced, story. So it's actually nice to see that progression, and I think if anybody reads the first couple of issues, they're gonna love the fourth issue by the time we get to it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, speaking of that, here are the first three, right?
Yeah. Yep. 1, 2, and 3, and issue 1 is 2 complete short stories, and then issue 2 kind of delves deeper into one of those stories, and then we get the longer arc.
Hmm.
Those have been published for several years now. I do conventions, so I have noticed there's no overlap between like convention people and online people. So I don't even know if a lot of people at the conventions know I have a fourth issue out. But anyway, it is interesting that like when I'm at a convention, I can kind of tell the people that are going to stop at my table. It's like you're a little weird, or like you may look normal, but I can tell there's something off about you. You'll stop at my table.
I love
So
it. No offense if he stops you, by the way, at a con. That just means you have really good taste.
exactly, like you would like this
Yeah.
book.
Yeah. Don't scare people away by saying that. Look, here's one. Incredible. So yeah, if you are new to this and you do want to jump in, there is a catch up tier, which I suggest you do, and you will be amazed by the details in the art.
Yeah, and this I got it printed on. It's a thicker paper, so
Hmm.
it's kind of It's like the old Baxter paper from the 80s whenever they switched. So
Hmm.
it's a nice paper, it's uncoated. It's as close to as I could get, something from the 80s,
Yeah,
because of the artwork kind of lends itself to a particular type of. I wish I could do newsprint, but that's not doable, so this is sort of the second best.
absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. And here's issue 2.
Yeah.
Beware of the book bug.
Yeah, we introduce a lot of new characters, new locations in the second issue. Things kind of expand.
Yeah,
So if you're interested by the first issue, this is where things really get moving.
yeah, absolutely. There's Slurt. I remember this at the table.
Yep.
What was
The
her name again?
Tilly.
Tilly. Yeah.
Tilly.
Been a while since I read too. I need to go
Yeah,
back.
it's been a while.
I gotta read them all over again, man. Especially when 4 comes out.
Yeah, it's probably a good idea. Like I said, there's so many Easter eggs and hidden things that you should like. If you want to get everything, you should probably read them all again.
Yeah.
But yeah, they do a séance and they're trying to sort of explore this book a little bit, and then they pull out something they're not expecting, basically. And then Horace goes on his research quest, which takes him into another sort of dangerous area. So the harder he tries, the further he gets away from his goal.
Yeah. All right. Then we jump into 3.
Yeah, three's another big one for me. It really felt like things were really gelling, pacing, story wise. Things were getting going. I had all the pieces in place, and now I can just really focus on a lot of the storytelling. Um, this is a brand new character, the Loquat or Loquatian, and he's an interesting character. All of the monsters, all the characters, I try to start from like zero instead of starting with oh, this is like a Demogorgon. I just watched Stranger Things, so like it's like this monster but different. It's like this character but different. I try to start from zero and build up. Just that way, people have something totally different to look at. When they open the book, because of this title, again, it's Horace H. Hoover. I think people are expecting to see a lot of, and I hate using the word strange or weird, but at least new, unique, different things. So this is a brand new character. There's some other monsters that you've never seen before in this issue.
Yeah. I do think going to your title, that's kind of the expectation. You kind of set that standard, to be honest. So I hope you have
Yeah.
a lot of good ideas as you move forward.
Yeah, I spend a lot of my time just like doing character sketches and designs. And I'm like, nope, that looks too much like this. That looks too much like that. That looks too, so.
Yeah. The silence of the Loquat. All kinds of cool creatures, though.
Yeah, and once you create these new creatures in this world, then you can kind of start pulling them in other places, and now you'll see them pop up, and it's like you get your own little universe or language of these characters, these monsters, and it as a writer, it's just fun because now you can just pull something off the shelf, throw it in somewhere else, you'll just get a brand new situation. I always use this example. Like I'm a Lovecraft fan, and I always wanted to do Shadow over Innsmouth and just replace the main character with Horace H. Hoover. It's like you automatically get a different story once you just you add one little aspect to it differently, and you get a totally different story.
Yeah, no, absolutely. The link is right here. For those of you who have joined, please go over there and check it out. You could get caught up. I'm telling you right now, you're going to absolutely love this title. It's so much fun. Get over there and back it. We got about 47 hours left. So if you need to spend the next, 15 hours or so to think about it, just know tomorrow you got to make sure that you go in there and back it. But I'm telling you, I've read it. It's awesome. I've known Fabrizio for a long time. This title is a lot of fun.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it. As readers, because I'm a reader as well. We're readers and creators, and I think that's the one thing that, like, why we want to create, because we've read so much. We kind of know what's out there. We want to throw our hat in the ring and do something new. So it's like it's exciting to know that there are other readers out there that can read your stuff, and they'll get something new that they've never read before. And It's exciting. I don't expect to sell a million copies, but it'd be great if people like learned about the character and read these stories that we spend so much time working on.
Yeah, yeah. No, a lot of thought goes into this, and yeah, you do such a great job of pulling all that together. So here's the trade for the first 3 issues, and then that coupled with 4, you're almost caught up for the whole arc. The arc will be 5, right?
Yep, 5 issues.
So you got one more arc
Yeah.
that you got to wait for, but you could get caught up right now and get up to speed and then fall in love with this character like so many others have.
Yeah, the fifth issue will be a self-contained. So issue 4 sort of ends the arc. Issue 5 is going to be self-contained, but it will call back to some other things. So, once these are all compiled into like a graphic novel, it'll be a really nice read from start to finish as
Beautiful.
one issue.
Yeah.
Yeah, the trade, I was actually pleasantly surprised in the printing. So this is a print on demand, and the paper's really nice. Again, it's uncoated. It's a little thinner. It's really nice. I was a little dubious at first on because every printer is different, and you just don't know what to expect. I was really happy with the trade. So some people like the floppies, some people like the trades. So I really like the paper and the quality and the print of all of them.
Yeah. Yeah. No doubt. I mean, it's so cool to get to the point where you do have a trade too. And I feel
Yeah.
like at cons, like trades are a big thing at cons specifically. Just kind of diving into a story for the first time and getting 128, page or 32-page issue. It could be tough at cons, I have found personally. But once you get up to 3, 4, 5 issues and you have a nice trade out there, and I think manga has really trained a lot of readers because of that more condensed story where you feel like you could have a pretty strong, not that your titles don't. I think the 28 pages do this too, but a beginning, a middle, and an end. But a beginning, middle, and end with enough meat in there where it captures you for a certain amount of time, I think is really important. So I love that you have the trade for the first 3 issues. They're a lot of fun. And then when issue 5 comes out and to put that all into a graphic novel, that's going to be amazing.
Yeah, I totally agree about the trades. That's something I just noticed the last convention I did. People like 9 times out of 10 they picked up the trade instead of the floppies, and I like you said, I think it's manga influence. I think it's easier for a lot of people because there's some people that just really love the floppies, and that's just a preference,
They look like me, Fabrizio. They look
Yeah,
like me.
and me. Um, but ease of like purchase and it's just people love the trade. So you're right. I that was a surprise to me. I wasn't sure what to expect, but 9 times out of 10, people are picking up the trades.
Yeah, no, absolutely. For cons specifically, trades is where it's at. Floppies for like autographs, trades for people that want to dive into the story for the first time. So that's what I've noticed over the last few years for sure. But just beautiful. We do have some of the reward tiers here. You go, only $10, man. Come on. It's a pretty good price point for this kind of art and the storyline. 38 pages. That's pretty awesome. And then of course you got the catch-up tier, which I might go back and change mine to the catch-up tier. I know I have was it the first 2 that is in newsprint and then third wasn't, right?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, so I have kind of a mixture between the 2. I would love to have kind of all of the same looking. So I'm going to go back and change that. I mean, that's such a good price. You're getting a comic for free by
Yeah.
doing that.
Yeah. Yeah, I really like the quality of all the prints. The one thing, as much as I like newsprint, there are some images and panels where the clarity isn't quite there, and it wasn't until I realized that I did the other printing, I'm like, oh wow, you can actually see because I had a silhouette on a background, So there's definitely a difference, You can't smell these as much. There's
Yeah.
not.
I do like that first touch of a newsprint and the smell for sure. But I think it's really your art style that probably doesn't do as well on newsprint as it does on this type of a print because you do have so much detail. And as much as I love newsprint, some of that does get lost the more detailed the artist is. And that's just, I'm not sure you could do anything about that. I think that's just the way it is. And I think by going to this print, people can really understand your art style a little bit better and have even a greater appreciation, because you will be able to see some of those smaller characters and that background detail that you're so good at.
Yeah, thank you. I totally agree. You know, there was that time again in the '80s where that switchover happened, and you know, if McFarlane was doing his work back in the early '80s, probably a lot of stuff would have been lost. A lot of those lines would have been too thin. So the improvement in printing allows the artist to sort of like push their boundaries.
Yeah, couldn't agree more. Couldn't agree more. We also got, for those digital natives, there is a digital bundle as well. Print and digital right here.
Yep. And again, the fourth issue is already done, so if you do digital, you'll get it immediately. You know.
Okay. Beautiful. And this one's really cool, man. Your actual character, that is dope. Horace in real life, man.
Yeah, so you know, Horace started as a 3D model because I'm a sculptor and a 3D modeler for many, many years. And I got the idea for him. I did sketches. So my first instinct was to do a sculpture of him. This isn't the one. It's like a 13, 14-inch one. And then, you know, people really responded well to it. And they're like, oh, what are his powers? What's his backstory? What's this? And I'm like, huh, I think I need to do a comic because, you know, how do I explain all of that? It's just a sculpture. So it's funny. He started out as a 3D model, became a comic, and now he's back to, you know, the 3D model for the Kickstarter.
Love it, man. That is so cool. All right. If you're a retailer out there and you want to carry these in your stores, I think it would do very well for you. But you get, it looks like 5 of each issue.
Yeah, I think the retailer pack is great for, you know, the people that like to roll around on their bed on piles of money. I think if you want to roll around on your bed in piles of Horace H. Hoover, this is the pack for you.
That's it, man. You can kind of do that Las Vegas hotel room scene with Horace Hoover instead of dollar bills or
Exactly.
chips.
Champagne, and Horace
Keep
H.
your
Hoover.
clothes on for those pictures, man. Don't get in trouble. I love it, man. I love it. We got some add-ons here, some stickers and sketch cards. Are you still doing sketch cards?
Yeah. So those are actually I've pre-done a lot of them already, so those are good to go. Original artwork, which I've never sold before. Those are original inked pages of one page of one issue 1, 2, 3, and 4. So
you still do all your art, you know, on paper, right, with ink?
Yeah.
You're
11
not
by
doing anything
17.
digital?
I color digitally, but pencils and inks are traditional. So
yeah, that's awesome. That's pretty cool. You're actually giving some of that up. That's gonna hurt a little bit.
It does. It does hurt a little bit.
Slight pain in your face as you talk about it.
Yeah. As long as it goes to a good home, and every year they send me a photo of the picture to make sure it's doing okay, you know, then I'll be all right.
It's like having to give away your dog because you moved to an apartment or something. Can you just send me a picture of my dog once in a while?
Yeah, like with the newspaper, the date, and then the piece of artwork to make sure it's okay.
I love it. That's hilarious. Get some magnets, all kinds of goodies as well to add on.
Yeah.
And then of course Horace.
Yeah, so there's painted and unpainted for the little miniature. He's about 5.5 inches tall. Hand painted, hand sculpted, you know.
Wow.
All that jazz.
Are you doing the 3D printing yourself?
I'm not. I have somebody that does it for me. I used to do 3D printing and resin model kits years ago. I've since wound that down.
Yeah.
So I have some other people do it for me.
Yeah, gotcha. And then the original art. Close your eyes, Fabrizio. I'll share it. You don't have to look. So here's from issue 1. Wow, you're going way back, not just issue 4 stuff.
Yeah. One from each issue I thought would be a good place to start.
That is really cool.
And those are 300 a piece.
Yeah, that's awesome.
11 by 17 on blue line. I try to pick interesting pages that I really like from the issues, because you know, like if you buy an issue from Captain America, you don't want a picture of them in their civilian clothes, like at the diner. You know, you want
Captain America in like a tank in the background. There's a bunch of people you have no idea who they are.
Exactly.
That is awesome, man. Well, those of you that are watching, man, we could hit this goal right now with a page or two. Let's go.
Yeah. Yeah.
Amazing art, man.
Thank
Incredible
you.
art.
Thank you. I thought this was a really great shot. It's like a team shot, it's
Yes.
like it's when they're the face down, the showdown.
Yep.
So
It's the Hoover Avengers right there, man.
yeah. Yeah. It is a group book, technically. So I just wanted like a cool shot of when the big fight's about to happen.
Yeah, it has a lot of amazing supporting cast within your title that are just unique in their own. Like some of these deserve even maybe a one shot just to kind of delve into a little bit more. That would be amazing one day.
Yeah, I've thought about that. It would be really fun. Maybe a little mini, like 6 pagers or something,
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Or for like a Kickstarter when issue 5 comes out and you have like a graphic novel, like if they buy the novel, they get those additional 5 or 6 pages. That
That's a
would
good
tell the story
idea.
of someone. Yeah, that would be kind of really unique. You only get them if you buy this novel, this graphic novel size. That would be kind of cool.
That's a great idea. I'm stealing that.
It's yours, Fabrizio. It's yours, my man. It is yours. Very good. We got some stretch goals. Let's just try and hit this goal. But
Yeah,
yeah, some really
just
cool
the.
stuff, man. I love that sticker, by the way.
Thank
I
you.
do. I do have quite a collection of stickers, which is weird.
I know, I know. We all do. It's like
I
we
have like
have.
bags full of stickers, and I don't know
I
what to do
know.
with them, but I can't let them go because I love them.
I know. They all have such great art, of books that you like. So it's like it is tough to find places for them. I put a bunch on my like drafting table, but I can't cover the thing,
Yeah,
you know.
you do need to have a place to actually do some work on, right?
Yeah.
Like a flat surface. So a lot of oh, look at that. That is so cool. The library print. That's awesome, man. Well, Rizio, everyone watching, this is a definite worthwhile person to back. Such an amazing title. The artwork, look at this right here. Just this alone. Incredible. Really good stuff, Fabrizio.
Thank
So
you.
happy for you, man. What is your con season? Have you kind of decided where you're going to be this year?
Not yet. It just depends. I pick a few. I'll definitely do Pittsburgh this year because I didn't last year.
Hmm.
I'll at least pick one other one, maybe one in Massachusetts. I've never been to Terrificon.
Okay, I heard it's
I
amazing.
yeah, everybody always tells me about that. Maybe Plastic City. So I'm still kind of working through that.
The best, I haven't been to Baltimore. I heard Baltimore is amazing from a comic book standpoint, right? Because a lot of these cons have such a big, like actors and actresses. So you don't get like, I think people like us that are really into comics going through Artist Alley. So, but C2E2 is another one you should look at,
Mm.
Fabrizio. That is probably one of the best. I've been to a lot of West Coast cons. One of the best cons for Artist Alley. I've never seen an Artist Alley so busy and people so engaged with
Hmm.
creators from obviously, you got the Scott Snyders that go there all the way to all these amazing independent creators. I was blown away. It's very comic book central, whereas a lot of cons, even here in Texas where I'm at, we have Space Con. Most of the people there were some of the MCU and
Yeah.
Amazon voice actors and stuff like that, which is cool. You need that too, but it kind of you walk the artist alley and it's a little sad, right? Because they're not really there for that. But C2E2 was fantastic, the best one I've ever been to for comics.
Wow.
Very
I'll
comic central.
definitely check that out. Yeah, I'm obviously more familiar with the East Coast,
Yeah,
and it's hit or miss, like you said. Sometimes it's comic centric, sometimes it's not at all.
yeah.
And even if they are comic centric, sometimes Artist Alley is like put off in the corner, and you don't really see anybody. You see them off in the distance come in, kind of do, and then they leave. So yeah, that's good to know. Maybe West Coast is better for me.
I mean, that's probably the closest to you that's considered West Coast, I would think. C2E2, just Chicago area, just
Yeah, it's
Chicago.
not bad at all. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not too bad at all. And the artist alley is the center. So it's you walk right into artist alley. It's right off to the right a little bit, but it's the most phenomenal artist alley I think I've been in. It was
Man.
incredible.
Yeah, it's funny. They're so different. But it's fun. I like talking to new people. So meeting people, it's fun regardless of where it's at. Even if I don't sell a bunch, you just meet people, chat comics. It's always a good time.
Yeah, no, absolutely, absolutely. Well, Fabrizio, man, I hope you make it. There's plenty of time to do so. You're $500 away or something like that. So hopefully we could get a few more people backing and checking it out. I'll definitely change mine because I would like to have it in that new paper,
Oh, thank you.
just to be able to see the details and stuff like that. But I love your title. I always have since the first time I met you. So anybody watching this, man, get out there and back this. We got a little more than a day left, but it deserves to be funded. And I think you're going to be very happily surprised if you haven't read this before and you get this into your hands. The quality of the art and the story and the uniqueness of it, you're not going to compare this to very many things, if at all. It's a little bit of a mind bender in a very good and fun way. It's horror, it's comedy, it's just so unique. So,
man, thanks a lot. Thanks for having me on. I really appreciate it. And,
absolutely, Fabrizio, man. I'm glad that we were able to connect before this ended. And let's fingers crossed that you cross that finish line. Still plenty of time to do so. You're so close, man. But this deserves to be backed.
Awesome. Thank you.
All right, man. Fabrizio, it was so good to hang out with you today. Let's stay in touch, my friend. And I can't wait to get my issue 4.
For sure. Thank you.
All right, man. Everyone in the chat, thanks for hanging out. Get over there and back it. Here is the link. I also have it in the notes below. Go click this link. Go check it out. I think you're going to love it. All right, everyone. Have a great rest of your Sunday. We'll talk soon. Thank you.
You're still here? It's over. Go home. Go.